operator method in the textbook, the solution is going very long. It's y triple dash minus 8y is equal to 16x square. Is there any short method to solve it?
What is the question?
Y triple dash
Hmm.
minus 8y is equal to 16x square.
So you need particular solution. So it's simply dq minus 8 applied to 16x square, correct?
Yes, sir.
After this, it's very simple. You take out 8, means minus 8, and you are left with 1 minus a cube over 8, or minus 1. After that, 1 plus b cube over 8. After that, you need not to consider, isn't it? Because it is only 16x square. So minus 1 over 8, 16x square means you apply this operator on 16x square, what do you get? Only 16x square. Because d cube, if you apply here, you get 0. So what other simple method you are thinking? Is it right?
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So operator method is simple. Just you need to practice some problems. Okay. So in the previous lecture we learned Frobenius power series solution. That means a solution about regular singular point. X equal to x0 is regular singular point of the differential equation y double prime plus pxy prime plus qxy equal to 0. So x equal to x naught is regular singular point of this differential equation. Then there exists at least one power series solution of the form summation n from 0 to infinity a n x power n plus r, x minus x naught power n plus r, which we call Frobenius power series solution. Here r is a constant to be determined from the initial equation. R is root of the initial equation. This one. So, for this kind of differential equation, if x naught is a regular singular point, at least one series solution of this type, known as Frobenius power series solution, is guaranteed. R is to be obtained from this equation called initial equation. Initial equation you can get by substituting this power series solution into the given differential equation. Okay, that procedure we discussed. After that, whether one Frobenius power series solution is obtained or two, it depends on the roots of the initial equation and depends on the differential equation as well. So there are three cases I told you. First case, if the roots of the initial equation are such that r1 minus r2 is not an integer. In that case, you have two linearly independent solutions. If R1 equal to R2, two linearly independent solutions means Frobenius power series solutions. If R1 equal to R2, in that case only one Frobenius power series solution, a series solution of this type. And third case, if this is an integer, in this case only one. In this case 2. And if R1 minus R2 is an integer, then one solution is guaranteed corresponding to larger root. Larger root. Other solution may or may not exist, depends on the differential equation. Okay. So two problems I discussed in the previous lecture. One when R1 minus R2 is not an integer. Other problem when R1 equal to R2. One more important point, in your course, only you need to find Frobenius power series solution if it exists. Other type of solution you need not to learn. Okay. So these two cases problems I've already discussed in the previous lecture. Now let's see the problems based on case 3. You need to practice some different problems, that would be really helpful. If you do it right now, that will save your time. You need not to do these problems later. So find power series solution of the differential equation x into 1 plus x y double prime plus 3xy prime plus y equal to 0, about x equal to 0. First, you should check whether it's a regular singular point of the differential equation. Is it? Is x equal to 0 a regular singular point of this differential equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because here px is 3x over x into 1 plus x and qx is 1 over x into 1 plus x. So px is analytic at x equal to 0, but qx is not. Though x times px and x square qx, you can see if I multiply by x, this x is no more. These are analytic at x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 is a regular singular point of the differential equation. All right. Then assume a series solution of the type summation n from 0 to infinity an x power n plus r. This is given differential equation. This is the series solution that you have assumed. So use 2 into 1. I encourage you to do this calculation yourself. See what do you get. If you think carefully, you can directly write the summation step. See, what is y double prime? What is the coefficient with y double prime? An times n plus r into n plus r minus 1, correct? This thing is multiplied with x square. And it is also multiplied by x. So if it is multiplied by x, what do you have? Times, okay, I don't want to write all these steps, just I want to explain in a simple way. If you multiply by x, what is the power of x? By two derivatives, it is x power n plus r minus 2. Multiplied with x means x power n plus r minus 1. Do you think that you will get x power n plus r minus 1 from somewhere else?
No, sir.
No. So let's write it here itself. X power n plus r minus 1. Now see the next one. If you multiply by x square, same coefficient, but power is x power n plus r. 3xy prime. What is the coefficient with y prime? 3 times n plus r only. You see, when it is differentiated one time multiplied by x power is n plus r. And last term is of course n plus r. So coefficient is 1 there with an. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can write this step directly if your brain works clearly. Otherwise, you write all summations differently and then combine the terms. Okay. Now, can you find the initial equation? What is the general reconciliation? What is the lowest degree term in x? X power n plus r minus 1. If we equate to 0 the coefficient of this term, then what do we have? an times n plus r into n plus r minus 1. Here it is fine. N plus r minus 1. So from here what do you get? An minus 1. If you want to make it x power n plus r minus 1, so n you need to replace by n minus 1 everywhere. See what do you get? N replaced by n minus 1. And if you want to make it simple, you could combine it earlier like this. N times n plus r, what is within brackets? If I take n plus r out, n plus r plus 2 plus 1 is separate. Okay, just a simplifying step. If you want to write it, okay, otherwise also you can use it. So n is to be replaced by n minus 1 here. So what do you get? N plus r minus 1. N minus 1 means n plus r plus 1 plus 1 is separate. Just see this step. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for initial equation, what do you need to do? Put n equal to 0. In that case, you need not to consider this term. What do you have for n equal to 0? A naught times r into r minus 1 equal to 0. A naught cannot be 0. That means r is either 0 or 1. So these are the roots of the initial equation. These are the roots of the initial equation. Okay, here you see the roots differ by an integer. So one solution is guaranteed corresponding to larger root, r equal to 1. Other solution will exist or not, we will see. Can you find the solution corresponding to r equal to 1? One more thing, you should search for a1 also here. But you see there is difference of 1 only. So a1 is directly in terms of a0, so no need to do that. In earlier problems, from this relation you were searching means the initial equation, after that you are fixing a1 also. But here you need not to fix a1 because a1 is obtained in terms of a0 here. Okay. So can you calculate the solution corresponding to r equal to 1? Reconciliation is written here. For r equal to 1, what is that relation? An times n plus 1 into n plus an minus 1 into n times n plus 1, no, n plus 2, yes, plus 1. For r equal to 1, this is your relation. Is it? Tell me if something is incorrect here.
Yes, sir, it's right.
So what do you get? An equal to minus r equal to 1. So you get n plus 1 over n, an minus 1. Check it. This is factorized actually.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Correct? Good. So now what are different coefficients? A1 is minus 2 into A0. A2 is, you can write A2. A2 means 3 by 2 A1. But A1 is this. So likewise, you can keep on writing 3 times A0. So what is the solution corresponding to r equal to 1? Final solution. You substitute back all the coefficients there. So you should get a naught times x minus 2x square plus 3x cube and so on. Check it. It's correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So corresponding to the larger root, we are getting the Frobenius series solution as expected. Now, what about the other root? Whether we get a solution or not, we need to check it. So corresponding to r equal to 0, let me write the reconciliation. It is minus n over n plus 1, an minus 1. You can check it yourself. Corresponding to r equal to 0, the reconciliation is minus an equal to minus n over n plus 1. Not n plus 1, it's n minus 1.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think? Can you get the coefficients from this reconciliation? You see, even if you put n equal to 1 here, there is a problem, isn't it? You cannot get a1 here. It means corresponding to r equal to 0, we don't have the Frobenius power series solution. So we are able to find only one Frobenius power series solution in this problem. Okay, so this is a different problem in the sense, you see there is difference of only 1, n and n minus 1. In earlier problems, the difference was of 2. Let's see another problem. Find power series solution of x square y double prime plus x cube y prime plus x square minus 2y. Okay, try to solve it up to the initial equation. Later I will tell you what is special in this problem. Try to do it. X equal to 0, you can check is regular singular point. So you will assume a series solution of the type summation n varying from 0 to infinity an x power n plus r. Use 2 into 1. Using 2 into 1. See what do you get. Two derivatives of y multiplied with x square. What is the power? X power n plus r. First derivative multiplied with x power 3. Power is n plus r plus 2. Here y multiplied with x square, power is x power n plus r plus 2, and last one is minus 2 times y means x power n plus r. So there are two kinds of terms, x power n plus r and x power n plus r plus 2. Just see what do you get with n plus r. Just collect the coefficients directly. With n plus r, first you get n plus r into n plus r minus 1, right? From here, what do you get? Minus 2 times directly y means x power n plus r. Remaining two terms, you know the power of x is n plus r plus 2. So just collect their coefficients. One is coming from here. So first derivative means n plus r. And second is coming from here, plus 1. X power n plus r plus 2. So if you can think this way, this will save a lot of your time. But if you are not sure like this, then write all the summations separately and then combine. Okay. What are the roots of the initial equation? Equating to 0 the coefficient of x power n plus r.
2 and minus 1.
2 and minus 1. Equating to 0 the coefficient of x power n plus r, you get n times n plus r into n plus r minus 1 minus 2 plus you need x power n plus r, so change n to n minus 2 means n minus 2, n minus 2, n minus 2 means n plus r minus 1. This is your general recursion formula, general reconciliation. In this, for n equal to 0, you should have the initial equation. Need not to consider for n equal to 0 this term. So a naught times 1 plus r into r minus 2 equal to 0. Just solve this quadratic equation. You get 2 and minus 1. So these are the roots of the initial equation. Again, you see the roots differ by an integer. The roots differ by an integer. Let's see what happens in this case. Corresponding to larger root, one solution is guaranteed. You can write that solution after writing the reconciliation. Corresponding to smaller root, let's see what happens. From this, you can write an in terms of an minus 2 minus n plus r minus 1 over n plus r into n plus r.
Sir, the roots are minus 2 and 1.
Minus 2 and 1 or 2 or minus 1? Just check it.
2 and minus 1, sir.
2 and minus 1 I think are correct. These should be 2 and minus 1. Is it right? So this is your general reconciliation. Corresponding to r equal to 2, you can simplify the coefficients and write your solution. Okay. And the solution I'm writing for you, it is a naught times x square.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I think in the equation you took n equal to 1 instead of 0.
Huh?
Sir, I think in the equation you've taken n equal to 1. It should be r into r minus 1, being minus 2.
Here.
Yes, sir. And if we take n equal to 0, it will be r into r minus 1 minus 2.
Yes, yes, yes. You're right. Here it should be r times r minus 1. Then it is correct. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're right. Here it should be r into r minus 1. So corresponding to the larger root, using this recurrence relation, you can find this solution. It's straightforward. Okay, just you need to calculate different coefficients. 3 by 56, x power 4, and so on. Let's see what happens when r is minus 1. We get a solution or not? That's the point. For r equal to minus 1, write this recurrence relation. See, what do you get? If r is minus 1, it's minus n minus 2 over n minus 1 into n minus 2 minus 2. Fine. After this, we shall look for the coefficients, various coefficients, what happens to them. So what is A2 from here?
0.
One more thing, you should check what happens to A1 from the recurrence relation.
A1 is 0.
No. What do you get from the recurrence relation when you choose n equal to 1? What is your equation? Because we usually fix A1 when there is a difference of 2. So you get r A1 times r plus 1 into r minus 2. When you choose n equal to 1 in the general recurrence relation, okay? From this, what is A1? Especially when r is equal to minus 1.
Equals to 2.
0? When r is minus 1, A1 is 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so A1 is fixed. Now we are sure that A1 is 0. Now let's start finding A2, A3, etc. What is A2? 0. A3, because A1 is 0, so A3 is 0. A4, all are 0. So what is left in your solution? Second solution corresponding to r equal to minus 1. A0 times x power minus 1, nothing else. So what is different in this problem? Though the roots differ by an integer, still you are able to get two linearly independent solutions. Okay. So this justifies that fact that you may get more than one solution also, even if the roots differ by an integer. Okay, so it depends on the differential equation and the recurrence relation. Let's see one more problem that is also different type.
Sir, is that solution a Frobenius power series solution then? The second one.
Yes, of course. You are getting it directly through the recurrence relation, isn't it? Okay. See this example now. X square y double prime plus 6 xy prime plus x square plus 6 y equal to 0. First see whether x equal to 0 is a regular singular point. It should be. Is it regular singular point?
Yes, sir.
So assume a series solution of the type again Frobenius series solution 0 to infinity an times x power n plus r. Use 2 into 1. See what do you get. Try to do that calculation directly. Substitution of this into this should be a single step. See, it is second derivative multiplied by x square, so x power n plus r. First derivative multiplied by x, again x power n plus r. 6 times y, x power n plus r. One extra term you will get with x power n plus r plus 2. So 3 summations can be combined directly. Means n times from these 2 derivatives of y means n plus r into n plus r minus 1. You are done with this term. Now 6x times y prime. So 6 times first derivative coefficient n plus r. And then 6 times y. So all these summations are with x power n plus r. What is the term with x square into y? An times. It is simply n times x power n plus r plus 2. Is it correct? Check it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can write the general reconciliation. Means equate to 0 the coefficient of x power n plus r. It's very simple to write. It is an times n plus r. If you want to take out n plus r common, it's up to you. It's n plus r plus 5. This will save some space and time. Okay. Plus 6. Plus here an minus 2. You have to change n to n minus 2 to equate the powers. So for n equal to 0, what do you have? A naught times only this, you need not to consider this one. A naught times r into r plus 5 plus 6. So what are the roots of initial equation?
-3 -2.
Minus 3.
Minus 2 and minus 3, correct? So corresponding to minus 2, one solution is guaranteed. Minus 2 is the larger root. Can you check the solution corresponding to minus 3? What happens? One more thing, you should fix A1 here itself. If you choose n equal to 1 here, what do you get? 1
A1 equal to
r into r plus 6 equal to 0. So corresponding to minus 3, what is the situation of A1? I'm interested about minus 3. Minus 2, I'm sure I will get a solution. I want to check minus 3.
A1 equals to 1.
Huh?
A1 equals to 1.
Corresponding to minus 3.
Yes, sir.
Check it again. Minus 3 plus 6, how much? Plus 3 minus 2, it is 0.
Sorry.
For r equal to minus 3, you are getting A1 times 0 into 0 equal to 0, right? So you cannot fix A1. A1 is arbitrary. You cannot fix A1 here. So that's good, no problem. Corresponding to r equal to minus 3, write your reconciliation. What is reconciliation corresponding to r equal to minus 3? you have minus n minus 2 over r equal to minus 3 means n minus 3 into n plus 2 plus 6. Now start calculating A2, A3, etc. You know A2 will be in terms of A0, A3 will be in terms of A1. So good thing here is that now A3 doesn't vanish like the earlier problems. A1 is arbitrary. So this way, if you continue, all the coefficients are obtained in terms of A0 and A1. Okay, then write your final solution corresponding to r equal to minus 3. It's just a matter of calculation. I'm writing it for you. You can check it later. A0 x power minus 3 into 1 minus x square over 2 factorial plus x power 4 over 4 factorial and so on. A1 into x power minus 3 x minus x cube over 3 factorial plus x power 5 over 5 factorial and so on. Now corresponding to r equal to minus 3 itself, you have two independent solutions. So now you will be thinking, what happens when I choose r equal to minus 2? Will I get a different solution? I repeat again, corresponding to r equal to minus 3, this is the series solution. It carries two arbitrary constants. It means it is a general solution of the differential equation because it carries two arbitrary constants. Now corresponding to larger root, what is the situation? Do you think that you will get a solution different from these?
No, sir.
That should not happen. Okay, you can find that. You will see that either that solution is multiple of this or this. You will not get a different solution. Okay, so these are different possibilities for the case when the roots differ by an integer. So we have seen different things. Okay, so it depends on the roots of the initial equation and the recurrence relation. In particular, the given differential equation. Sometimes you get only one Frobenius series solution. Sometimes you get two Frobenius series solution. In this case, corresponding to smaller root itself, we are getting two independent solutions. Okay, so these are different problems. Just you should look at these. After that, you are done with this part. So we will meet in the next lecture.